Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
No.
Oh, no, thank you. Great. I'm not going to use the microphone if that's okay. So you just let me know if you can't hear my loud, obnoxious voice, and I will use the microphone. Does that sound like an agreement? Who is ready for a great day? Awesome. Awesome. What a great response. Well, it is great to see so many people on a Friday morning. My name is Bryan Garey with University Human Resources, and it's my pleasure to be here today for a day of rejuvenation and revitalization. Now, when I was asked to be the warm-up act for our keynote speaker, which I'm happy to do, I wanted to look up the words rejuvenation and revitalization, because we kind of know what those words mean, but I wanted to get specific. So I went to Encarta through my Microsoft Word. Did you all know you could do that? No. I didn't realize that. I knew there's a thesaurus there, but I didn't realize you could actually click on the word and it takes you to the dictionary. So let's reflect on what this day is about, okay? Who wants to give a shot to the definition of rejuvenate?
Oh, yeah,
All right, we need some rejuvenation then, I guess. Well, I'll give it to you. What's that? Peggy Reitz, what's the definition? To make somebody young again. That is definition number one. Peggy Reitz, fantastic, right? Fantastic. Who wants to be young again? No. I do. Or somebody says, no, I don't want to be young. I don't want to be young. Marcia?
No, she said depends on what age.
Oh, it depends on what age. That's a really good point. I guess you'd have to pick the age. All right. I wouldn't want to be 14 again. Would you want to be 14 again? No. All right. Another definition is to return something to original condition.
No.
All right, yeah. So I guess it depends on what original condition is, right? And the last one is, and this is just, I just thought it was funny, cause river to erode more. Now, I don't know, that's from Encarta. I just put it there because I thought, how bizarre, right? If that's actually true. All right, and then revitalize. What does that mean?
To bring back to life.
Very good. To give new life or energy to somebody or something. Yes, excellent. That's what we want, she just said. That's what we want. The other definition is to review somebody, to review it. To review somebody or something. So I thought that was interesting. To review means to step back and reflect. So what are we about today? Oh, this is cool. Look at that. Somebody says, put us in the dark, right? Exactly. So that is setting the bar pretty high, is it not? Rejuvenating and revitalizing. So how can we do that? A complete makeover. Right. That's a different program, but a good program, right? So I was thinking, my goodness, that is a lot to ask. To make somebody young again, to bring somebody to review and give new life, to return something to original condition. And I'm thinking, okay, this is a wonderful space. We have amazing speakers. We have great refreshments. We have a lot of kind of environmental factors and inspirational people to kind of set the stage. But really, to do rejuvenation and revitalization, what truly do we need?
The desire.
Yeah, the desire. So my job in setting the stage for today is to remind all of us, myself included, that in order to really tap into the opportunity, we have to be here and ready. Nothing more important. No speaker, no content, no food, nothing can help us to rejuvenation and revitalization more than our own state of mind and our own ability to be in the present moment. Hard to do, isn't it? With Blackberries, with smartphones, with work that's piling up back at the office. So the challenge for all of us is to be able to step back and say, can I really be here, right now, from 8 o'clock until Holly's finished with you at 7 p.m.? Can you really do it? Why did I get a laugh there? I don't understand. We're paying for the room. We want to get the full day out of the room, right? All right. So I've got 3 brief activities, 2 activities in a short video to help us, to trigger us to be right here. It's quick. It's brief. I'll be done in a couple of minutes, okay? First one is I've handed a little sheet out. If the person at your table can hand those out, keep up the title that is Small Things. Take a look at the Small Things sheet. If there isn't enough, please share. I think I've given more than enough to most tables. Small things. So the first thing that I want to just introduce you is just a concept and a brief reflective activity. Remember, one of the definitions was to review somebody. So we're going to review ourselves for the moment. So, Mary, what is the first question? And by the way, this comes from a new book called Nudge. Interesting book. What's the first question on the small things sheet?
What is going right in my life?
What is going right in my life? So just take a moment and think about that. You don't have to do anything else. Be in this room. What is going right about my life? Think of 2 or 3 things right now. Who's got one they would like to share? Yes.
New boss.
New boss. Fantastic. That's what we want to hear. Oh, I'm surprised. What else? Yes. Somebody says I'm surprised. You need some rejuvenation and revitalization. Yes. Pardon? Increased weight loss and fitness. Fantastic. What else is going right in your life? I saw another hand somewhere.
Doing the emotional brain training class.
You're doing the brain training class, and it's working. So those are just 3 examples. Every morning, ask yourself as you get out of bed, what is going right in my life? That's a way to be in the moment, to change your life. It can change your life. What's the second question on the list?
How can I appreciate the best in people?
How can I appreciate the best in people? Just think about that right now. Take a second. How can I appreciate the best in people? Something good's happening over here. What is it? Drink wine, right? There ain't nothing funny about that. That's a way of life, right? Actually, a lot of data on drinking wine, right? And the more I can drink of it, the better, right? All right, excellent. Drink wine. What else? How else can I? Sandra.
Be less judgmental.
Be less judgmental. Excellent. It's so easy for us to get into what's wrong. We could look at this beautiful room right here, and I bet if we look hard enough, we could find some flaw in the renovation. Some little paint spot that wasn't done. There's one right up there in that grate. It's a little bit white around it. A little bit white around there. We can find it if we're looking for it. But by framing yourself and saying, how can I appreciate the best in people, we will see the best in people. It's WYSIWYG. It's the Pygmalion effect. It's self-fulfilling prophecies. What you see is what you get. If you look for the best in yourself and in others, you will find it. If you look for the worst in others, you will find it. What do you want to find? Life's a little better for me when I'm looking for the best in people. Even if it's selfish, it just feels better to me. Because I get aggravated when I find things I don't like about people, right? I get aggravated. I don't sleep very well. So even do it for yourself. So that's activity number 1. Pretty easy. You didn't have to get out of your chairs, and I even haven't asked Juanita to do her interpretive dance yet, which is coming. All right, I've got 10 more minutes. It's coming. Gear it up. You got the holiday colors on. You're really engaged, right? Sandra's been coaching her. Okay. The next thing is, in a moment, I'm going to have you turn over the sheet. Now, there's going to be somebody, 100 people in here, who's going to turn it over right now. They can't wait, right? But in a moment, I'm going to ask you to turn over the sheet. And what I want you to do on your own and quietly is I want you to read the little section, and I want you to count how many F's you see in the little blurb. There's a little paragraph, and I just want you to read it and count how many F's you see in the blurb. F as in Frank. So turn over your sheet on your own. Don't say anything to anyone else. Just take a moment, read the little section, count the F's. All right, it's not hard, right? Just take a quick count. Who found 3 F's? Raise your hand nice and high, hold them up, very good. Look around the room. We got about a third of the room counted 3 F's. Fantastic. Who counted 4 F's? Raise your hand up high, hold them up. We got a lot of people counting 4 F's. Who counted 5 F's? Raise them up, hold them high, really good. Oh, even more people. Who counted 6 F's? Hold them up, raise them up, hold them high. How about 7 F's? Now, did I give you all a different sheet of paper? No. Count them again. Are you counting the F in the word of? Count them again. I believe there's 7, though I don't have my cheat sheet. I think there's 7. How interesting. No, you don't use the one at the top. Then it's probably 6. Don't use the instructions. So, we had more people say 3 and 4 than said 6 or 7. Now, does that mean that people who saw 6 or 7 are better than the people who saw 3 or 4? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So, I'm really looking for the best in people. So, no, it doesn't. It means that we have blindness sometimes to things that are right in front of us. And all of us succumb to it. And just even when it's right there in front of you, we miss it. So how often in life, if we're not looking, if we're not in the moment, if we're not seeing things in a certain way, life will pass us by and we will miss the opportunity. That's just an example of the fact that we can miss things that are right in front of us. Last thing I want to show you, and I'm on track here, is a short video. It's 2 minutes long. Anybody heard of the name Joshua Bell? All right, who is he? Pardon? He's a violin player, a violinist. Is that the right way you say it? Violinist? Very famous for those in the classical music field. Considered, there was a movie, was it The Red Violin? I think that came out some time ago. It's really based on him, a child prodigy, fills concert halls around the world, has a multi-million-dollar violin, a young kind of, what's the word when you're amazingly talented at a young age? Prodigy, exactly. Now he's, I think, maybe in his 30s now, but he's just one of these really miraculous, amazing people. Works really hard, but has great talent. They had an experiment a few years ago in Washington at LaFont Plaza subway station where they had him dressed kind of in street clothes to sit down and just, much like you'd see a musician, put a cup in front. You know, what's that called? I just heard that word recently. There's a word for it when you get money in a cup. What's that called? Busking. Yeah, I've just learned that word last week. Anybody heard that word before? I had never heard it before. Okay. I learned, exactly. I hope to learn something today. So the idea, he sat down, and so the experiment was, what would happen when something beautiful like that and something that's world-renowned is in front of your face in an environment that is the day-to-day environment of people coming and going to work or to various things? What would happen? So what do you think? I'm going to show you what will happen what happened in a minute. What do you think would happen? Stop and listen. Ignored him. Yeah. Here's the challenge I want you to consider. You're going to see in a moment. And we just heard 2 extremes. Stop and listen, ignore him. Over 1,000 people walked by that day. In your mind, I want you to think, how many people do you think stopped? And I also want you to think of I think it was 1,097 that went by, how many people left money and how much did he collect? I mean, again, those are just numbers to judge the awareness that he captured in this moment. So think of the number. Anybody want to throw out a number for a number of people first?
About 20.
20 people stopped, okay? Oh, I thought I saw a hand. Just throw, no right or wrong here. How many people do you think stopped out of 1,000 or 1,100? 50, 100, 12, 2. Okay, anybody want to go even higher than 100? 200. How much money do you think he made? Played for about an hour. Well, I think it was like 47 minutes. Huh? $100. If you get it right, you win the amount of money. Now, what you don't know is whatever number you don't say is the number. I'm going to make it up, you know. No, that's not true. So $1,000, $100, $50. $5.75. Good, I haven't heard the number. That's good, because you could look it up on Google and find it. Okay, I'm going to show you the video. And I'm going to let you decide. Well, I'm going to give you the number in a minute, but you'll kind of observe. This is in 2 minutes, 40-some minutes together. Okay, surprised? Maybe, not really. So he had played at the Library of Congress, $100 a ticket the night or two before, full house, hot ticket in town. Interesting that the person who mentioned it happened to be there. Totals, 45 minutes of playing, 7 people stopped. 7 people stopped. 27 people gave money, $32 and some change collected. 1,070 people hurried by on their way to work. So what's the through line here of my little short opening today? We don't stop to pay attention, we will miss something very good. Hard to do, easy concept, right? It's a day-to-day challenge for all of us, certainly myself. So, I will just say one thing that was interesting. This is a quote from Bell. He said it was the awkward times that made this a challenging activity. He said, it's what happens right after each piece. Nothing. So it was so interesting from his perspective to have this wonderful gift to share and for no one to receive it.